Welcome back to the channel. It's summer, so I'm going to start doing a bit of wild camping. What I'm going to do in this video is take you through my wild camping setup for summer. Alright, let's get into it. In this video, I'll go through a few things that I've got. It includes my summer tent, my sleeping setup, my cooking setup, and anything else you think you need to know. Right, let's check out the tent first of all. The tent we'll look at today is the Vango Banshee 200, and it's a two-man tent, and it's ideal for this kind of setup. It's a tunnel tent setup, which gives quite a lot of space to weight ratio. There's a fly sheet and an idder, and one of the reasons I've chosen this particular tent is because you can set the fly sheet up and then get inside it and set the rest of the tent up. So if it starts to rain on you, you can set that up, get all your gear inside it, set the rest of it up while you're nice and dry. So easy to do. As well as the other key feature, which it has kind of double vestibules on it, so you can actually see straight through the tent. I camp in this by myself because I think two-man tents just give you a bit more space, but it has got a door on either side, and so if you're up on the mountain, want to get great views, then you can look either side, and that's a fantastic way to get the sunrise or sunset. There are two poles to set it up, and they're pre-angled already. They're colour-coded, so dead easy. Setup time for this is about 7 minutes, so it's quite quick to do. This tent's got factory taped seams, so if you are looking for a tent, then if it's got sealed seams, that's a great bonus, because it means you don't have to do it all yourself. So it's good to go straight out of the bag. When you're inside, tabs are all colour-coded, so this red one just goes to the red one here, and the grey ones go around the outside. The stats on it is it's 2.4 kilograms, so relatively lightweight. The pack size is 47 centimetres by 18. It'll take about 7 minutes to get it up, and it's a two-person tent. Nice and easy to set up. See straight out the other side, so could get mountain views either side, or this lovely bush. It's not really a tent review, but just so I can point out, you've got pockets here, and a little mesh window, nice spacious. You've got little vestibules. It's quite important to these extra spaces. If you want to just bung your bag there, get it out of the way, ideal. But just an example of what you can get, and this tent's around 150 quid. So I've got the tent up. Now, sleep system is going to contain three things. First thing we want is some sort of mat to make sure we are kept off the ground. I use this sort of close cell mat. I'll get this installed. There we go. Straightforward. Okay, these sit at the bottom of your rucksack, and there we go. So, shiny side, and then the foamy side. These will keep you off the ground, and the main purpose of them really is to get you a bit of thermal insulation. You don't sleep directly onto this because it's really, really bobbly, as you can see. This goes underneath the next bit of your sleeping kit. So once that's down, we are then moving on to the second part. And for me, it's this. So I always have an inflatable this particular one, no one's sponsoring this, but that's what I'm using, Trekology Luft UL140 ultralight sleeping mat. So with these, they are self-inflating, so you can actually do this, and the pump's built in to this, so you can inflate that without need of extra gear. I've done that before, and it's a lot of stomping, so instead I've got this. Let's give it a close for that. Now this is the Pico pump sleeping pad inflator, and it's the lightest one in the world. So I'll put a link in for this if you're interested in it. Really easy to use. All I do is, it's a tiny, tiny pump. I plug into my little pack, plug into here. That literally is all there is to it. It's got loads of little adapters with it as well for this one, so you can fit it into lots of different situations. If you're trying to start a fire as well, because you're at a campsite and it's designated, then you can use that to help get the fire started. So let's blow it up. That's so much easier, isn't it? that is stage 2 complete, and I think pumping that up took about a minute. So absolutely superb bit of kit. Okay, so this is the product. It's a Outzak Pico pump, and it weighs in the back. I'll give you the stats for it. It is super light, I'll say, 28 grams. So if you are going long range hiking, that's great. So that is it. You do need a power bank to go alongside it, which you'd need anyway for just general other stuff. Loads of little attachments come in this bag. So no matter what you're using it for, it is definitely a great asset for you. I think that's for a football. There you go. So absolutely brilliant. And I'll say really, really quick. Comes with its own cable anyway, but that is superb. So I'll link that in the description for you if you're interested in that. So that's our 2 parts done. The third part is of course the sleeping bag. So we'll have a look at that now. Little tea break. Alison's joining me.
Hi.
Alison's dressed like this because we're painting and decorating the house.
Yes.
So
Relentless job.
one of the many reasons we can't get out and do stuff at the moment. But good news, you just had a bit of a health update, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a steroid injection in my hip finally, so getting some relief, so hopefully back out walking soon.
Yes, if you've not seen Alison on the previous videos, simply because it's been a bit of pain with the knee, but now that's hopefully resolved. Hip and knee. But the injection's in the hip. But yeah, you'll be out soon, won't you?
Yes, starting to work already, so fabulous, ready for our honeymoon and walking.
Okay. So as I say, the third bit of the kit we're going to look at is sleeping bag. Different types of sleeping bag. There's 2 main things you want to be aware of, is just the size really. So these are 2-season sleeping bags. So 150 grams, this particular one. It's the milestone 150 mummy. But that is a foam filled one, so it's a bit bigger. I'll just compare it to this. This is my 2 to 3 season one, and that's Mountain Warehouse. It's the extreme one, and this one, as you can see, it's physically smaller, so if you're fitting it into your rucksack for day walking, then they're always going to be better if it's got down, because it compresses down a lot further and it's kind of much easier to slip into your bag. So they're more expensive, but it just depends kind of how much space you've got in your bag. If you're doing a base camp, then you could use those, just get them out of the car and put them in. But if you're walking, then these would be probably my preference, because it's just space requirements. Okay, so the difference on those, if you're buying sleeping bags, is it's in seasons, and they'll go 2, 3, 4 seasons. So this 2 to 3 season one, it's good for the summer and warm spring days, warm autumn days, but beyond that I wouldn't be using it alone. This isn't about winter hiking and winter camping, so I'm not getting into all that just yet with the extra stuff you're going to need. Right, so we'll install this. The only difference on these is they need a bit of fluffing up. So they need to start off relatively flat, and you need to give them a bit of a fluff, otherwise they've got no real thermal qualities. So a bit of a shaky. So that is our setup with our 3 bits. We've got our thermal layer underneath with a close cell mat. We've got our air mat to keep us off the ground and comfy, and then we've got our actual sleeping bag. So 3 little setups there to keep you nice and warm. I haven't brought a pillow on this one, but you can get them, but this one's already got kind of a raised pillow here. If you actually want anything else, I just stuff my clothes into a little bag and use that. That'll do. We're all set up for the evening, so what we need to do is the other part of wild camping, which is food and drink. So I brought this with me just as a bit of a luxury item. So there we go, comes in this lovely box, and this is a coffee maker, and this is from Haushof. I'll show it you. So it comes in this nice little package, comes like that, so it looks like your regular flask really, but there's one massive difference on this, in that it's actually going to make you fresh ground coffee. So I'll show you the bits on it, and again, this is something you can use to take with you, or if you've got a base camp, then equally you can use it on that. But you've got your coffee cup there, so normal size coffee cup, kind of size I'd have at home. the lid actually goes on there, so if you want to make hot water before you go anywhere, if you're not at base camp, then you can just pop that on and that'll keep it warm for you. So there we go. So that's 1 cup. It also has a second cup with it as well. So if there's 2 of you, then that's something you can use instead of carrying external cups. On the top here, something a little bit different. It's got a USB on there, so you can charge it before you go, and that's the coffee grinder part of it. So with that, that breaks down, and with your bottom cup, you can open this up, pop that on there, and that'll help the filter, because you can set this to coarse or fine ground. It's got a little dial on it, so you can do that. And that's the kind of thing you might see at home when you're making filter coffee. Okay, so I'll put it all together and we can see how it works. We'll set our cup up, and the first thing we want to do is get a few beans, pop them in there so they've got enough for coffee. And then once I've done that, I can pop the top on, get it secure. There we go. The grinding on this automatically shuts off after 3 minutes. So either when you feel like the beans are done, you can stop it, or just let it go for 3 minutes while you're doing something else. It'll stop automatically. Okay, put my hot water there. Now that's finished. And just for reference, I've had that on fine setting here. You can set that differently. And there we go. It's our fresh ground coffee. All we do now then from the top is add our water in. Lovely stuff. And that'll brew for us. That's got a fantastic aroma coming off it. So if you're looking for a little bit of a luxury item on the trail, this is definitely it. There we go. So that is through. For me, a little bit of milk and jobs are good. So if you want fresh ground coffee on the go, this is the way to do it. I'll put the information on the screen for you, but that is a great bit of kit. I'll say if you're using a base camp, then great, you can take it with you, you can charge it before you go, and you can set the coarseness of the grind on this, so it depends what kind of coffee you want. And it's just a bit of a luxury when you're out. 2 cups with it already, so saves you thinking about anything else. Now I'll have a look at the stove and just some kit you can use for that. With my cooking bits, we're going to need a couple of pots. So what I've got is this setup, and again I'll put it on the screen for you. So lid's always good because that means you can cook a bit faster, it just keeps all the heat in. That's a pot, that's got a handle on it as well. And there you go, you'll be used to this, a little bit of a grip, so that can be used as a cup. It has inside it, there you go, a Russian doll, another one. So again, same thing, slightly smaller. And so you can use that as your cooking pot if you want to, and this as your cup. And then inside that, I've got my spork, so I keep everything together. So there you go. A little easy to use one. And I keep all the stuff together because when you're faffing about on the trail, you never know where stuff is. A little system keeps everything together. So that sits inside there. And then this little thing here is my stove. So that is essential, but I'll make sure I keep that with my kit all the time. And there you go. Sets up nice and easy. Loads of variations on this. I'll put it into the description for you so you can see it. But yeah, really straightforward setup if you can do it. There you go. So that goes on the gas canister. What I've done here is got a gas canister that is the same fitting for different things that I have. So I only need the one canister. There you go. So that pops on there, and then obviously you can cook away. So that is a nice easy setup for camping. These super lightweight stoves, they're really simple to use. For me, obviously light's a factor as well, and it will be at night. So I've got a few types of head torches which I'll always use. This is my better one that I've got. This is the night core one which I use, and that's got a decent setup for it. It's too bright now to show you everything on there, but yeah, make sure I've got at least two, because if one runs out you've got another one backup. And then the other thing I do, I got this, and it's a little lamp, and equally it fits on this, so I don't need to get a second canister or anything. So if it's night time, again, I can just use that as a little lamp in the same way. And that's a real flame. I just got it because I thought it looked cool, to be honest. It's not particularly bright, but it is pretty cool if you just sat there. Right, so that's a lot of my setup for the cooking. Only other things really is if you are out on the trail, there's a little toilet digger for essentials. So that's something no one really talks about, but there you go. And the other two things I keep with me are first aid pack. These, they're about 10 quid or something, you get them off Amazon. So I can put a link into those, but they are dead handy for all your little bandages and kits and blister plasters and things like that. So always make sure I've got those. And the last thing, because I'm predominantly walking in England, is dry bags. So dry bags, you can get these from anywhere. I tend to keep just all my little bits in dry bags. So sleeping stuff might go into one for clothing, and then cooking stuff might go into another. And it just means that if your bag gets breached in any way, then you can just have those as an extra bit of security. So that keeps things nice and dry for you when you're out and about. Okay, so a few things there. Last thing is, I'm going to pack up and shove everything into the bag. The other thing I like about these two is the tent and the sleeping mat are very easy to get into their bags. It's a very generous bag, so you're not faffing about on the mountainside trying to shove them things in, like maybe you're on some things, a little like this one. Anyway, stick it all in the bag. We've had a good check through, all my gear's there, so I can leave the garden and I'm happy to go in the mountains. Thanks for watching the video through to the end. If you liked it, helps if you click on the like, and equally, if you want to put any comments in, then that's also useful for me because it pushes out to more people. Okay, so I'll see you out in the mountains.